store and you hold the door open for the person coming out behind you. This is normal and you're being courteous. However, if a person with a disability is coming out behind you, you almost feel obligated to hold the door open for them. As a society, we've created a stigma around the word disability. We almost feel like we're limiting them to something, but we're not, or we shouldn't. I have a 5-year-old brother who has Asperger's and autism, and I have an aunt who has Down syndrome. Regardless of our major here at the University of Florida, we will come in contact with people with disabilities on a day-to-day basis. So, I'm here to tell you that you should look into a minor in disabilities within society, because it will help you realize the impact people with disabilities have on society, and it can be very beneficial if you're going into the medical field or communication fields. Communication is essential for everyday life, regardless of a disability. Doctors who can communicate well with their patients encourage them to become more self-advocated. They usually rely on their parents or guardians to advocate for them. And by establishing this well communication with their disabled patients, it's also encouraging them to take better care of themselves. So, a minor with disabilities in society is about becoming aware of the stigma we've created around the word disability and tackling that barrier to open up communication with those who have disabilities. So it will help us adapt to different communication styles. Because communication in general, all of us in here, we have different communication styles. We learn differently. Beth Rowland, she's a learning specialist here on campus at the Disability Resource Center, stated, "The word disability is stigmatizing in itself. And so if you talk about the way I learn is this way, or the way you take in information is this way, you can better rephrase what you're trying to tell the person. So you adapt to help them understand." And Tiffany Carlson from the Huffington Post said, "There may be no congenital disabilities that run in your family, but say like your first baby is born with cerebral palsy. It's shockingly sudden finding yourself camped in either the disability or either being disabled or a family member of one. So this minor will help you understand the impact or challenges that yourself may encounter, because you might impact a disability within your lifetime yourself, or becoming a family member of one." The introduction to this class is called Impact of Disabilities, Home, Community, and Workplace. Okay, so you are going to impact people with disabilities throughout your lifetime, whether it's at the store or at work. The article, Effective Program for Treating Autism Spectrum Disorder, stated, "Children who have autism and are developmentally delayed have an increased risk of gingivitis versus children who have different illnesses or are not disabled. Therefore, becoming aware of this specific issue will help increase the overall prevention of gingivitis in autistic or developmentally delayed children." So, society defines their disability, but not their limitations. And that's why I love this picture. Because even though the girl is in the wheelchair, we treat her the same. We often feel that just because she's in a wheelchair, we have to like baby talk to them, or like it's almost like talking down to them in a way. But they're just like people like you and I. So if medical professionals become more aware of like the most common potential disabilities, or if medical professionals become aware of the most common potential health issues that are found in people with disabilities, then it'd be easier to work with them as individuals instead of having their parent or guardian advocate for them. Rowland stated, "You don't want to see someone as a label, even if they do have a disability. Professionals should be aware of the disability, but should not learn a specific way to deal with a patient, because not all patients with autism act the same." We all know this, there's different spectrums of every disability. But I feel like if you are going into the medical field, like because I am a pre-dental student, professors, there should be a specific class in which we learn about disabilities and how to learn about that disability and interacting with that student, or professors in each of those classes going through your medical or communication field should ask you how you may react to a person with a disability if you come in contact with them. So monitoring disabilities in society allows pre-health students to become more aware of disabilities in individuals, provide them with the care that they need to maintain their health. So Rowland also stated, a lot of people with disabilities are afraid to talk to their doctor. Their parents will advocate for them, and when they grow up, they won't have the self-advocating skills on their own, and so most doctors actually feel uncomfortable speaking with them. They feel uncomfortable speaking with them. So here's two different pictures here. I feel this one on the left, she's more shut down, like she's not comfortable talking with the doctor, whereas the one on the right, she's smiling and she's okay with speaking with them. So, what was my transmission time? Oh, okay. So here on campus, we can actually volunteer or get a job at the Disability Resource Center. It is located in Cypress Hall. It's on 13th. And by volunteering or getting a job there on campus, we can realize all the disabilities that we have here. Like, I went over there to have the interview with Beth Rowland, and it's a very nice facility, and I suggest that everyone goes over there and just looks at it or like communicates with people over there, because I mean it opens your spectrum of communication and it'll help you overall. And so people with disabilities usually live their lives without independence. And becoming aware of this issue may come with, or becoming aware of the issues that may come with a disability, we can end our personal stereotype and have them act as an individual. The World Health Organization stated, or the World Health Organization has a mainstreaming project, which you will learn about in the minor Disabilities Within Society. And the project states the convention agrees to promote, protect, and ensure the full and equal enjoyment of human rights and fundamental freedoms of people with disabilities, and promote respect for their inherent dignity. And as we can see here today, we have ramps and elevators for all those who have disabilities, but that's not always been the case. That was established by the social model of the social model of disabilities has transformed society to interact with people with disabilities. The model has created buildings that are accessible, produce information that's accessible formats, challenge stereotypes and assumptions, ended segregated services, disabled people doing their own things for themselves, and allow disabled people to have full civil rights under law. Okay. And this is the social model of not just people with disabilities, but overall, like, they work together to end stereotypes throughout the world. So by working together to end the stigma, or by taking the class Disabilities in Society, we will work together to end the stigma created with the word disability. If we volunteer on campus, we can realize the impact that disabilities have here on campus and become more aware of them. Going into the medical or communication field, we will have a better understanding on how to communicate and deal with people with disabilities, and we'll end the social barriers and learn how to adapt to what they need. So if you see someone with disabilities and they use sign language, just go, hello.